From Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas, it's McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, and it is actually just me tonight. So this is episode 185. I remember this week for this live stream, and of course we are recording this as a podcast as well, so you can want to just listen to the audio version. You can on any of your streaming platforms, almost any. You can find it on our website as well, FordVideoGuideMedia.com, as well as McArthur's website too, if you want to find that. But Sarah's not with us. The kids they need Sarah tonight. Lebo is not doing well. He's got the flu or something at home, and so Sarah's home watching the kids. She might jump on the chat, depends on how calm her boys are. But hopefully she'll join us tonight. So I'm playing double duty tonight. So bear with me if you're in the chat, in the live chat. So thank you very much for joining us. And I'll try to do both things, talk as well as observe that what's in the chat here. So if you're listening to the podcast version and you see a couple spots where there's little dead air, I'm trying to read the chat. So anyway, come join us over here if you want. So make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and like the video in our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos go live. And we're having some fun tomorrow night. There's going to be a old school walk around like I used to do back in the day. So check that one out on a Bronco Outer Banks, but some things you might want to think about, and why I really do think that trim level might be the new trim level everybody goes to. And I say that kind of seriously because there's a lot of things you can't get on the Big Bend anymore, and it might force people to go to that Outer Bank. So I think Ford's seeing that as well, and I think that's a trim level they're really going to get behind right there, because that is a trim level you have a lot more options between the 2.3, the 2.7, and everything. But look for that video tomorrow night. That is actually scheduled out before I'm heading out, because tomorrow heading to Texas. So one of our members in the chat, Chris and his friend John, they're going to be there, and we're looking forward to that. We're going to have a little vacation as well. Hit a little bit of the hill country tomorrow. Actually, head towards the hill country tomorrow, and check out the hill country down in Fredericksburg on Thursday, and enjoying that. And before heading off-roadeo on Friday, and doing a little off-roading with Broncos of Texas and mach-e Bronco Club on Saturday. So we'll have a lot of fun there. So yeah, tonight's live stream will probably be a little shorter than normal, just because for one, I'm alone, but for also, I need to do a little bit of packing still. Got all my clothes packed up, but I need to pack up the camper tonight. So we'll head down and get that done. So anyway, but yes, don't forget too that we do have merch available for if you want Ford Video Guide merch as well. There's free shipping going on starting the 20th through the 25th. So if you want free shipping, great way of saving some money. Also, we do have McArthur as merch as well. So those links are in the description if you want, as well as if you're listening to the podcast, the show notes and all that good stuff right there. All right. Yesterday, we had a Maverick video that went live, Maverick Monday video, and we did kind of show how you can add another little cubby to your Maverick. If you have an XL and you don't have either, you can add one or two. If you have an XLT, base XLT, and you want a second one, you can do that as well. So I kind of showed a video on how easy that is to do. And so if you guys enjoyed that, and we talked a little bit about the delays. There are some delays. Last week, some people had asked me, we're seeing some delays, and we did see some on some of ours. And you know what? I'm like, let me just reach out. Let me just find out. So talked about that in yesterday's video as well. There is a little bit of delay. Because there is some things that need to be fixed on vehicles that were built in January and February that they found and were able to fix real quickly. And so because of that, some of those vehicles did stop at, their depot close to their dealership, so they could fix those things before shipping on to their dealer. I think they're fixing them there, because I noticed ours aren't shipped out, even though they have the fix available. So instead of having the dealers do it, I think they're doing it at the depots. So there you go. There's that. Yeah, Steve, I'm not going to talk about the tariffs at this point. Until I see that the tariffs are affecting prices on vehicles, then we'll talk about it. But at this point, I'm going to stick along with Ford and just not say anything. Right. So anyway, but yeah, I need to try to hit these here, all these chats. Oh my gosh, you guys are just going along. So anyway, I do appreciate you guys coming in. And yeah, we'll let me star a couple of these. Oh, some of them already are automatically starred. So anyway, yeah, let me start a couple of these here for a second. Some other things. We're not gonna have a Super D Saturday video this week, just because I will be out of town and I can't think that far ahead. So, but we'll get it going and get caught up. And we did do a video last Saturday, walk around on the Black Widow trucks that we have. So we'll have those as well. And so yeah. And see what else we got going on. Yeah, I think that's about it. Don't forget, if you want to become a member of the channel, you can. It's pretty easy to do. You just find that you can just you'll notice right beside the subscribe button, if you've already subscribed, is that join button. Click on that. You learn a little bit more about what you get for perks and such like that. So we'll talk about the perks in just a second. Also, if you're an iPhone user, you're on an iPad, you will need to do things differently. Go into a web browser and click the request desktop site. And then once you do that, then it'll pop up and you'll see that join button. But all of our content, of course, we do a lot of fun stuff. Shout outs in the live streams. We do a member only live stream. That's just fun. It's just us just talking, just kind of like this, answering questions and everything. It's kind of like what the end of our live stream is. But for an hour on Fridays, we do that, as well as we do a lot walk for members. Now, this week we won't do those two videos because I won't be around, but we might have some other fun videos with your member Chris. So we'll see what we can get accomplished for that. But you can find all the membership stuff under the membership tab, as well as we'll slide some of the stuff in the community. Sometimes I like to post some fun stuff in there as well. We did a little clip from the video that we did on the live stream that was really funny for Sarah and I, and we threw that in there as well. So you'll find that. So you don't lose any content, you just gain some insider content if you want to become a member. So anyway, and then the member shout outs, right? So we need to do that. So I'm a little out of sorts because I'm running everything myself. So let's go through some of these, and I actually need to highlight a few more here. Hold on a second. Let me highlight some more because I don't think I got everybody highlighted here. So let me do that. So and yeah, make sure I get everybody here. I want to make sure I call out everybody. If I see you in here, if I see you in here twice, then you might get 2 shout outs, right? So anyway, all right. I think I got everybody. If you remember, post something in there. Say hi. Let everybody know you're in here, and I'll try to make sure I get you covered here. Oh, we got Midcoast Maine in here. I haven't seen him in here for a while. Thanks for joining us. Did I get that one already? I don't know. All right. Here we go. Making sure I got everybody there. All right. First of all, we got in here, we do have Ford enthusiast. So I think he's thinking about buying the Bronco Sport that I ordered originally for me, but just to kind of mess with the order, he might be doing that. So that's cool. So good evening to all, Sarah and Ridgeview. So Ridgeview is our moderator, so he'll be in there managing the chat and everything. We do have Ronald Smith. Good evening to everyone on the live chat tonight. There you go. Our Quibido. Yeah, spring break weather, green grass and pollen, right? Allergies are spiked. We are enjoying the weather. It's good Bronco weather, good Bronco top down weather. I'm Brian Foster. Good evening from beautiful Southern California. Hope everyone had a great week since the last live stream and found a way to be kind to someone. Yes. Thank you. Thanks for reminding us of that. And then Ridgeview's in here. He's saying hi to about everybody. He said hi to Rob there. And so Rob said good evening. So he's in here. And so really excited. I see Rob in here. Of course, Alternate Nation. I was on for just a little bit, checking what things going out there and getting real excited for events coming up. That's for sure. We have Rushman. So it says hi, everyone. We've got Jack Evans from Florida. So we got California, Florida, and we got Maine in here covered. We got Oregon too. We got all 4 corners of the United States in here tonight. So Jack says, but do I like the Maverick too? So there's a conversation there I did not get involved with. Buck, yeah. So it says, good evening, Peanut Gallery. We got Mike from Tennessee. Mike M said, hello, Ridgeview, Law McArthur. Hope all are well. Nice weather here today. On Saturday, there were 6 tornadoes in a 40-mile radius, the closest 5 miles from us. Wow, that's pretty close. And I know what it's like to see some tornadoes. We had some bad weather here, too, during that time. Last Friday night, the wind was terrible coming through here. We got a really quick rain and a bunch of wind. And I-70, there was 0 visibility for people driving on I-70 just out of the blue. And it was a 70 car pileup on I-70. And for Western Kansas, the cars aren't that busy. That was pretty crazy, and 7 deaths as well. So thoughts go out to them. And there was one person that from Salina that actually passed away in that crash. So, yeah. Thoughts go out to everyone, because I know there were some deaths and people in the tornadoes down in Tennessee in that area. So thoughts go to everybody there and to families as well with past loved ones. Okay, Alan here. He says, evening all. How is everyone doing? So he's in there. And then Bucko, good evening, everyone. We have Douglas Blair saying hi to Ridgeview, as well as he's got a lot of comments in there. I just clicked that one. And then we have Elizabeth K. Says, hey all, I made it finally. And then we have Midcoast Maine. Like I said, I haven't seen him in a while. So it said, hello to all from Maine Coast. Get ready for the Robin snow. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow. I don't know about that. I'm on my way out. So Salina, you can have your snow. I'm headed down south. Headed south for the winter. And then Alan, got you in there twice. So hope wishing Lebo to get better. So there we go. I think I got everybody. If I didn't get you, then sorry about that. We'll get you covered. But thanks to all the members that are in here. And Clarence. Got to show Clarence late because of a township trustee meeting. Very important. Thank you for joining us there. So yes. And so I actually have something. You know what? Right, maybe now's the best time to post this. I have a link. Let me find that. Let me pull that up. So Clarence has had a lot of issues with his deep sleep, and we talked about it last week that driving it can help and that kind of stuff. And I think for a typical like deep sleep, when it happens occasionally, then that is true. But somebody posted something, and let me pull this up because I think it might help. And I think this is why Ford needs to stop giving us cheap batteries and cheap tires, right? Give us the good stuff that's going to last, right? And that includes these. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and figure out what I need to say at the same time. But I do have a link. I'm going to post this in here from the Maverick Truck Club. Someone who was having issues with deep sleep, and he replaced his battery. And first off, Ford should provide this and pay for this. But let's be honest, they're probably not going to. But Clarence, there's a link. I don't know if you saw that on Maverick Truck Club. So check that link out. Think you can view it without being a member, but that is someone who actually put the AGM battery in there. So replace basically, I like to call it the cheap battery that Ford gives you. And they have a lot of deep sleep issues, and he's had like 0 issues. I guess he said he had 1 issue once, but his issues have gone away by replacing the battery. So you might try that. But there you go. So I'm over dead batteries, right? Tires as well. So my daughter, she's got 40,000 miles on her 2023 Ford Maverick and already replacing the tires. And so luckily we got the tire sale going on through tomorrow. And she's getting the Wild Peak tires to put on her Maverick. I'm like, do it. We got the employee hookup. We got plus you get the one tire for $1. So I'm replacing her, getting some really good tires for a really good deal on that. So anyway, so Allie, thanks for showing up. Allie's not a member, but she's honorary member to me because she's just a huge friend in the business and everything. And so Allie, thanks for joining us tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about Bronco adventures, and we'll get to a little quicker because I probably won't even go through my normal things here of I don't have a good dealer because Sarah does that. So we're going to skip over that. And I don't really have a cup tonight. I have a can, so I can't really hide what I have. I do have a Monster. For those of you who don't know, I'm going 0 sugar right now. So I'm not really drinking any pop, but energy drinks that are no sugar, I'm in. I'm down. So this is just a monster that I can get from the vending machine over here. Not my favorite, but anyway, there we go. I don't go hard liquor like Dave does on his. But anyway, all right. Okay, I think we covered everything. Don't forget, speaking of that, don't forget in the description, in the comments, you can find all the links to different videos and different channels that I like to watch. Allie's is one of those. And check her out on social media, but also All Train Nations and down there. One of our other members, RagnarCon, his channel is in there. He does some Bronco break episodes as well and some other fun install videos. Which brings, you know what? I actually have a video. So we talked a little bit about something live stream last week that I want to put on my own channel. So I'll be doing that. Plus, I got a product that I'm trying out on this trip. So I'll be doing a video on my personal channel as well. So be checking that out. And then Johnny's Caravan reviews as well. Yes, 45 minutes. You need to be home at 8 p.m. Johnny's Caravan reviews. So there you go. So he's also pretty awesome too. So anyway, so let's dive into this. So let's talk about scheduling this week. Pretty much all of the trim levels, or all the models, I should say, not trim levels, they are scheduled this week. So actually, we're going to go in here because I want you to post any questions you have about scheduling. I'll do my best to tag him and do what I need to so that we can do these. I don't have Sarah tonight. I really miss her. So, but if you have any questions, scheduling questions, that kind of thing, go in there about all the trim levels, or all the trim levels. All the models are scheduled this week. A lot of them will say what they call main commitment. And main commitment basically means that, like last week was retail only. So they want to make sure everybody that has an order that's in there, has been waiting, that they get scheduled first. So last week was retail only. They didn't look at any stock orders for using dealer allocations. So focus on those dealer allocations for those retail orders first. This week, since they've took care of they took care of all those they could, this week is going to be a mixture. So if a dealer doesn't have any retail orders, then they'll use their allocations towards the stock orders. Now, if there's a retail in there as well, they will look at the retail first because it has a lower priority. But so most models are scheduled this week for those May production dates. Of course, Super Duty is going to be scheduling for some April production dates, right? Just in April coming up. And then F-150 is scheduling for the last week of April, which actually is, in my opinion, the first week of May. And so it's the first couple of weeks of May for the F-150 in the transits. But everything else is for May production dates. I don't think there's any plant that's not scheduled this week. And keep in mind, sometimes, I mentioned, if you watch that scheduling video earlier about what was it? Half an hour ago, that video actually kind of talked about different things. And there's a lot of things that look like they're a limited or exhaustive availability. And that's just because they scheduled all the retails first last week. And so then, that because of that, they got to fill in those other slots of what they can configure around those. So it's not like there's a problem with any of the production. There's not. It's just they've already scheduled the majority of the production that first week, right? So there you go. So there's that. Anyway. All right. So there's some of those information. All right. Let's see what else. Nothing else major. Yep. Oh, Bronco. They're not scheduling manual transmissions pretty much this month. So it says no scheduling for the 2.3 with the manual transmission. Please consider going to automatic. Basically, what's happened is they've been struggling starting the manual production, and so everybody that was already scheduled the last couple months basically got pushed into May production dates. So because of that, they're not scheduling anything for May for those manual transmission Broncos. So if you got one of those and hasn't been scheduled yet, you just will take the month off of looking at your emails for that production email, because you're probably not going to get it, or that scheduling email. So anyway, so there's that there. Yes. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Just kind of trying to look at the chat. Bronco Sport, not much there. They do need some Badlands orders, believe it or not. I was a little surprised to see that. They're needing some Badlands and some Outer Banks, both with Sasquatch package, that is. I can't wait to get ours in. We have one in Kansas City that ought to be here soon, and we're going to do a little test drive video, I believe, on that. And let's see. Explorer, not much there. Expedition, of course, most of those, the Platinums and the Active, are reserved for fleet orders. So if you have a trimmer, King Ranch, you can probably get scheduled. Outside of that, you're probably going to be waiting. Maverick, not really any issues. Trimmer is limited just because they already scheduled out most of trimmer production. Yeah. Ranger Raptor, looks like the beadlock wheel. They've scheduled most of the beadlock wheels because of that. It's limited availability for the rest of the month, probably. 2.7 is also very limited exhausted. XL version as well. So, and then see what else. Super Duty, not too bad on Super Duty. They did say it's limited availability for the F450 and Platinum Plus, but that's just because they already scheduled most of that production already for the weeks that are in here. So just keep that in mind. See what else. Other than that, let's jump to any questions you have, and we'll move along in the episode here. All right. Let me go to figure out where I need to go over here. Here we go. So Clarence said, Tim, I showed that article to my friend mechanic, and he said, if I do not do that and later have any problems, then they are mine. Correct. And when you switch the battery is at your cost. Now, if it's something else that's not related to the battery, though, if it's a wiring issue, they should cover that. I don't think that just by switching the battery that they won't cover that if you go ahead and get a new battery. So, but yes, that's that. Ford just needs to come to bat because there's enough issues with this. This needs to be a recall or at least a customer satisfaction program needs to come out on this. And I agree with you. It's very frustrating on that. So, all right. Scott said, I am a little behind in trying to catch up on the live stream, but I had a question on the member live stream on Fridays. Do they happen at a certain time each week? 4 p.m. Central is when we do that, but you do have to be a member. I see that you're not, so you do have to be a member to watch those member live streams. And we just, in a sense, we're just going to chit chat. People ask me questions, and we just, sometimes if I find some news that's happened since Tuesday, we'll talk about that. Sometimes we'll talk about things we might talk about in future videos and that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of fun hangout time, basically. And it's about an hour. It's from 4 to 5. Mike 52G says 2 months. He's been a member for 2 months. He says, Tim, my Maverick locks up after I start it. I was wondering, is it decided by distance or speed? I don't know. I don't know of any issues with that. That's a different one. I haven't heard of that issue, but anyway. All right. So what else? Got any other scheduling questions we're looking at here? And then we'll move on to, I don't really have much for dealer news, but I have a fun topic that I'm looking forward to doing tonight. So we'll do that. Mike M is saying my Mustang is doing good so far. So, and I think if I remember right, he just went to a Mustang drive or whatever that they give you for having one of those. All right. Has the Ragnar installed his new Bilstein shocks yet? That'd be good to see. Anyway, let's see what else. We got Sarah in here under the All Women Driven. So you can check her out there. Says I made it in for a bit. So I'm sure in between kids fussing and wanting your attention, she'll be in there. All right. Mike M says Ford going to make an Explorer trimmer. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Jim Farley posted we have something coming to the trimmer family, and you can see that. And if you look at it, you can kind of tell it is the back end of an Explorer. So looks like maybe 2026 we're going to get an Explorer trimmer, more than likely. That looks like what's going on there. So, all right. Ed said, can you post my question again so Tim can see? All right. Yes. What is that question? Did I miss it? I missed it. I'm one-man show here. All right. I don't think that's the question. But yeah, repost that question in there and we'll get to that. I'm scrolling down. Oh, here we go. Question for you. When they say limited exhaust availability, does that mean they won't schedule a single one or just less than maximum? I know the high output is a limited item this week. Yes, so that means it's not completely exhausted. They would say no scheduling if that was the case, but because I've seen some that will say exhausted or limited, it is just, again, it's limited amount and it's almost exhausted, but it's not that it won't be happening at all. Right. So, so there you go. So it still can still got a chance is what I like to say. All right. Mike M said going in April, Tim, after Supercell. Yes. Plan to be at Supercell. I wasn't sure about that for a second, but Barb got the days off and we're going to be there. So Allie says, I have 2 strops coming in soon. Can't wait to see them. We have a couple on order, but they're not scheduled to be built until April, I think. So anyway, can't wait to see one of those. So that'll be fun. We got some Bronco builds we're working on. So we got some Broncos, some base Broncos that we're going to do some fun stuff to. Can't wait. They won't be scheduled until probably May production, but looking forward to getting those in so we can show you guys some fun stuff on those. All right. Yes, Allie, I will be there. It says Mike and Amy will be coming. Actually, Amy will be our trail guide in a couple days, Friday at Texas. So we'll chat with them hopefully and talk a little bit more about that then. So anyway, all right. So without anything else, we did have the scheduling or order guide updates. So they did update the expedition order guide, and I said did what Brandon suggested this week. I threw both of the documents into ChatGPT and asked it to tell me what the difference was between the two. And it came down with basically they removed the dark car interior lights deactivation from the fleet. That's all it was. That's all they did. So they removed that as well as the on hold for that. So anyway, so that's it. There wasn't much that they changed on the order guide updates for that. So, and other than that, really not a lot of dealer news. Let me look at my notes here. Yes, I was going to talk a little bit about that Explorer trimmer, but somebody beat me to it. So we covered that, but I really don't have a lot of dealer news updates that have come out. There's a bunch that came out just for dealers, and it's really stuff that's just like, a new way of doing a couple different things for dealers and not something I thought everybody would enjoy. So there you go. All right. So there we go. All right. So moving on to recalls, because we're going to, again, don't really have any dealer news updates. All right. Let's talk about some recalls here. There are a few, too many really to talk about. And actually, a lot of these, there's only like 2 safety recalls in here. Most of them are customer satisfaction programs, that kind of stuff. This first one is an update prior to sale 24U14 for 24 model year Mustang Mach-E's and Lightnings. It is the audio control modular software update, and 23,182 vehicles are affected by this one. So some of the affected vehicles, or the vehicles involved in this program, may experience a loss of audio and an audio off message displayed on the sync screen. This condition may be accompanied by a diagnostic trouble code that's thrown up, and this is backup and warning chimes will continue to function normally. So, but this is an update prior to sale. So what the dealers are supposed to do is take care of this when it comes in before it's delivered. So a lot of times, a lot of people won't like cover those because, just because. Oh, I forgot to do mail call. I'll do that in a second. All right. The next one is Customer Satisfaction Program 25B06. So we're in the 25 model year vehicles now. This is for 2020 to 2021 model year Super Duties. And there's 333,523 vehicles affected by this. And it does say 2020 to 2021. So both the Kentucky and Ohio assembly plant. It says on the affected vehicles, the event data recorder was inadvertently disabled. In the event of a crash or near crash situation, the event data recorder within the restraint control module will not collect and store data used to help understand how the safety systems performed. There is no impact to normal vehicle operation or the vehicle's safety systems. So this is more of a data recorder, right? It's like your black box for your airplanes, right? It does say in here, owner letters are expected to be mailed out the week of March 17th to customers that need that done. So All right, next one is another customer satisfaction program, 25B04. And when they say customer satisfaction program, it means it's not a safety that's going to affect the vehicle, but a more of a just something the customer can get at some point. And in this and here, the program will be in effect through March 15th of 2026 with no mileage limit. Only 130 vehicles are affected by this one. So very limited number of people, and all the affected vehicles, the ProPower onboard was missing during the vehicle build process. And this is on 24 to 25 model year F250s to F600 XL and XLT vehicles with the optional pickup box delete and ProPower onboard. So they basically got to install the ProPower onboard to the vehicle. So, and this in here, again, only 130 vehicles. Letters are going to go out basically this week. So, all right, this next one is a special field action, 24L07 for 24 model year Expedition Platinums, multi-contoured seat delete credit. So in this in here, due to the administrative error, some Expedition Platinum vehicles built without the multi-contoured seat feature did not receive the corresponding customer credit associated with this feature deletion. So Ford will refund $300 to the vehicle's original purchaser. No service action is required by the dealership. And the letters are going to go out to those owners this week as well. So again, not a safety thing here. This and though is a safety concern. This is an advance notice for safety recall 25S19 for 24 to 25 model year Aviator, Bronco, Explorer, F-150 Mustang, and Ranger vehicles. 269 vehicles are affected by this. Anyway, on all the affected vehicles, some inner dimension of the transmission main valve body do not meet the engineering print specifications, and the driver may experience no reverse motion when the gear selector is placed in reverse. Major concern here. The vehicle may move forward while the gear selector is placed in the reverse or neutral position. The malfunction indicator light and wrench light will illuminate when the malfunction occurs. Unexpected vehicle motion can increase the risk of a crash, of course. So on this one here, again, this is an advance notice. That means they don't have the fix yet. They don't have the parts yet. It says owners of record will be notified via first-class mail within 60 days, which may occur before parts ordering information, including repair instructions, have been provided to dealers. So keep that in mind. So again, only 269, so you may not be affected by that. I have the dates if you have questions on that. But the next one is a safety recall as well, 25S20 for 25 model year Super Duties. 11,744 vehicles are affected by this. Super Duties built in Kentucky truck plant only, not at Ohio. So in some of the affected vehicles, due to the process deviations at the supplier, the steering column assembly was built with misaligned welds attaching the shift mechanism to the steering column. If the shifter mechanism detaches while the vehicle is not in park, the driver will be unable to engage park. The vehicle may roll if the parking brake is not manually applied, increasing the risk of a crash. So owners of letter will be mailed out the week of March 31st. So that's coming up on that one there. So there you go. That's a crazy one. All right. This next one is a compliance recall 22C22, and this one's been out for a while. This is supplement number 4, and this in here is for the 22 model year Bronco Sport and F-150s. This is that front park lamp flicker recall. So this is kind of a supplement to that. Basic on this one here, they updated the service action, the modular hardware replacements for all the vehicles. They updated the guidelines for pickup and delivery. They also updated to reflect new service action for labor allowances. The modular hardware replacements for all vehicles were updated for the parts, and the technical instructions for F-150 Bronco as well. So 83,638 vehicles were affected by this one, and this is where the flicker light, park lights would flicker there. So a lot of these letters went out, but it does say an updated F-150 owner letters are expected to be mailed out the week of March 31st or before, it says. And originally these went out 2 years ago. So anyway, so there you go. That's all those. Anyway, and I haven't been looking at the chat, so hopefully you guys didn't post a bunch of questions. You might have to repost questions if so. So anyway, so there we go. Any questions on recalls or anything? Mike M said, so far, no recalls on a 24 Mustang, but not holding my breath. Never know. I had one that I just got in the mail on my Bronco. Have to do with the seatbelt check or something. I don't know. Anyway. All right. But there's that. All right. You know what? I forgot to do this. So we're going to actually open up. I have 4 patches and stickers that have come in recently to put on mine. So this first one here came from Mystique from West Virginia. So check this one out. And I like the state ones. I don't know if you can see that through the plastic, but that looks pretty cool. So that'll go on the patch board. I have 2 patch boards. The one with the states is about ready to get taken over and be a full one there. But there's their they sent me a magnet as well. Pretty cool there. We'll get these posted on my Instagram. There's their sticker. So, and it's Mystique_SAS_Bronco if you want to find out yourself before I post. May the force be with you. There looks like they're Star Wars fans. And then I do like this sticker. A lot of them will send different Bronco stickers, and I've actually gotten this in before, and I really like that sticker. So anyway, there's how, if you want to find it, there's what their handle is on Instagram right there. So anyway, so there you go. In fact, I don't know if any of you with Broncos out there have been doing any kind of like giving them, like bucking them, putting a little bucking horse on there. I did that the other day at the mall. So I was at the mall picking up food, and I noticed there was another Bronco there. I said, "Oh, let me put a little Bronco on their vehicle." So I did. Went in, got my food, came out, and as I was driving around by the Bronco, I noticed they were about ready to get in. They were going to the Bronco. I'm like, "Oh, that's the owner right there." So of course I have the Bronco horn. So I had the horn go off, and she just smiled, and she saw the Bronco on there. So that's fun stuff to do right there with the Bronco community. This in here is from Ohio, so Angel in Ohio. So I actually got a couple from Ohio recently, and that's pretty cool. Hadn't gotten any for a long time, and I did get one. So here's another. There's an Ohio patch. So there you go. Did I get that one already? I feel like I got that one. No, guess not. Okay, good. Thanks for the swap. So, and they have an Ohio patch. There you go. Get it straight. And then also leave the roads, take the trails. Oh, I like that. That'll be fun. All right. And I put a lot of these on my mugs. You guys know that. Oh, there's all kinds of outdoor and Bigfoot. Better not put that one out too long. It has a bad word on it. So that's pretty cool. Stay wild. Keep on climbing. Pretty cool. A bunch of other ones. And then a nice little magnet. Don't be in. Oh, I won't put that up there. They mixed a couple letters. Let's just say that. For Sasquatch, the 2 letters just got mixed a little bit. But anyway, it's kind of funny. But anyway, so we'll get that one posted as well. I don't know if we'll be able to get these back in here, right? See, this other one here is, I only have 2 more here. I can't tell where it's from. Let's open this up. Ooh, we got a skeleton Bronco. So this is Bubba Fett on Instagram. Pretty cool. Josh sent his packet of stickers and patches. So I think this is I think I've maybe traded with him, but I think it's an updated patch. So, and the sticker looks just like it. So anyway, pretty cool. So that'll go on that board as well. And he is on Instagram as well. So just search for Bubba Fett. Anyway, so there you go. All right, we'll get those all going as well. But this other one, this is a fun one. This is from one of our members of the live stream, Brandon and Beth. You know, they have a Bronco Sport and a Maverick. So that's pretty cool. So they did send theirs. So they even said in here, "Hey Tim," and one's for Sarah, one's for me. So it does say in here, hey, Tim and Sarah, thanks for so much for all you do and for putting up with Brandon's oddball questions. It's not oddball questions. Anyway, it does say we saved the videos of the delivery and the member video of Brandon's Maverick showing up and being saved from the hail. Yes, that was kind of crazy. We're excited to swap patches with you both and planning to come to the meetup this summer. That's awesome. So Brandon and Beth. So Beth's got a Bronco Sport and Brandon's got a Maverick. So there you go. And they have patches too. Yay. So we'll get you ours. I have patches coming in. So I'll have to remember to get those to you. And if once the patches come in, should be in before Supercell. I told him the deadline. I said, this is why I started the process 2 months in advance. So you'd have them. So he said he'd make sure they got here before then. And I got something special coming for Supercell as well that not too many people are doing, I think. And I think it's gonna be a wave of the future. And it's not my idea, but I'm running with it anyway. So Allie, if you're still in here, I got something fun coming. Maybe I should show you so you can get yours ready if you want to do it too. Contact me. I'll show you. We can be the only ones doing it. All right. Okay. Any questions? Did I miss anything? Niles in here. No sweat for Tim. I'm not sure what that was about, but there's Brandon. So he traded patches with us. All right. All right. Anyway, you know what? Allie, post in there. Let me know if you're willing to. I'm gonna pull a Dave on you right now. If you want to come into the chat with me, then we can, because we're gonna talk Bronco. So I might try to control the air a little bit. Let me know if you want me to send a link to you, if I can do that on my phone or not. But then I can send you the link and you can join me. We're going to talk about this Bronco off-road adventures and your thoughts on it, because I have some very, very big thoughts on this and I don't want to get in too much trouble. So join me if you want to talk Bronco adventures, and maybe we'll talk Supercell too on here. So let me know if you want to join, if you're up for it. Not all people are, but let me know if you're. I don't know if she's still in here or not, but anyway, we'll do that. Or if Dave's in here, anybody else that wants to talk Bronco, that wants to get on the stream. But anyway, so is she prepared and right? That's like me. Like sometimes Dave's on and I'm like, I'm eating dinner and I'm in a t-shirt and I don't know. So anyway, but yeah, we'll see if she's in here. I don't know. She may not be in here. She might have already left. So anyway, no, she's not too long ago, because she mentioned that she's ready for the patch and sticker swap. So anyway, bring on Ragnarcon if he wants to get in here. Ragnarcon, you want to get in on the Bronco fun? Is he in here? Have I seen him post? Sometimes you just got to say his name 3 times and he appears, right? So he has Ragnarcon. There he is to show up. Anyway, all right. I know it's about 10 seconds delay, but anyway, we'll also, I don't even know if I can get the link sent. I guess I can. Here, invite, just in case she's wanting to do it. I'll email it to myself anyway. But yeah, we're going to talk Bronco a little bit, and we're just going to get in here and talk about a Bronco adventure that you can take, that Bronco has set up. There's 6 different ones they have set up. So we'll just see. There you go. Who all wants to, if Allie hasn't jumped in here yet. So, all right. Okay, so let's jump into this. Let's get into the topic for tonight. I don't really have a good deal. Well, I did have an "Is It True?" but I decided I kind of already covered that with the things with the delays for the Maverick and such. But so that kind of covered that. But let's get into this. All right. Okay. So we're going to talk about this. So Bronco Adventures here. In fact, I need to pull up the website for you guys so you guys can see it. Let me pull it over here just a little bit so we get into this. And you can find it too. It's Overland Adventures.ford.com. And you guys can play along if you want on your computers, tablets, or whatever. And we're going to talk about this right here and pull this up. Proof he appears. Can't join tonight. See? I'm telling you. Right? He's like Beetlejuice right there. All right. So let's add this to here. Yeah, let's go this way. All right. So let's make this to where it fills up most of the screen. How about that? Okay, well, some of the screen. Anyway, so there you go. So Ford is got something really cool called the Off-Road Adventures for 25 calendar year here. They have 6 locations starting in August where you can go off-road and you can enjoy it. So you can kind of see what that is. The Bronco Off-Road Adventures, explore the wilderness. We'll bypass on the price. You're supposed to sell the juice first and then ask for the price. Tell them the price, right? But exclusive trails, expert guides, epic adventures. So you can go in. This is the second year of this, and I totally missed. They did some of these last year. I didn't think they were quite this much last year, but they expanded. It says 6 unique and extraordinary trips to choose from. So they have all kinds. They have the Rubicon Trail, Moab Telluride, which that one looks like a lot of fun. Immigrant Trail in Nevada. Then we do have Moab Red Rocks, which would be a lot of fun too. Okay, you guys can tell me. I'm bad with my G's and H's. Anyway, Allegheny Mountains. Anyway, that's in Pennsylvania, and then we have Death Valley in California. So there's the dates and everything of those, and so it's kind of fun. So basically, you're getting on there and doing this. So starting at $3,695 for the most of them are 2-day or 3-day, 3-night, 3 days, 2 nights, I believe, on these. And yeah, so these looks kind of fun. Looks fun, but also looks very expensive. So not everybody can afford this. But let's click into one of these. So actually, this one here is the one I want to do. It's a little more expensive for this one. So this one here is going to Telluride. So it's September 10th to the 13th, 2025. Starts at Moab. Maximum 14 vehicles. Most of these are maximum 14 vehicles. Minimum of 5 vehicles for the trip to operate. 3 days, 3 nights, includes 1 hotel night. So that's why this one's a little more expensive. The trail rating, 3 to 7. Kind of tells you the skill levels there. So demanding, challenge for most skill levels. Mud holes get deeper, boulders get larger, and climbs get steeper. I don't know who comes up with these. Requires the continual use of 4-wheel drive, low range, may require occasional use of lockers. So there you go. You can download the rating description, but it's for novice to intermediate. I like that they give you the skill level there, your terrain, everything else. It says vehicle requirements, bring your own Bronco. So you have to have that. So you're using your own Bronco for this, not their Bronco. This isn't Bronco off-roadeo. They include breakfast, light snacks, drinks, and dinners. You will have to bring your own lunches. Recommended bring your favorite snacks and drinks as well. So even though they're providing it, maybe just so you make sure you have. They do have a sample menu, which looks phenomenal. Can I show that? Right here. Sample menu. So you kind of see oatmeal, yogurts, scrambled eggs, bacon. I mean, we're talking cooked breakfast right here. And then breakfast and dinner, some cowboy burger bar. Pretty cool. Anyway, bratwurst. Hey, I'm all in for that. So anyway, there's that. But let's go back to this tab here. Anyway, you can download the itinerary, but it does say Red Mountains. You have Hell's Revenge, which is pretty cool. LaSalle Mountain Range, Telluride, Ouray, and the $1 Million Highway. Again, that would be a lot of fun. So it is $3,995 for one person. If you have a passenger coming along, it's $6,395, which I'm not sure if you need $2,400 to cover food for that second person, because they're riding in your Bronco. So it's not like they're taking up any more space. I don't know. Anyway, Again, that's just me. But there you go. And then the itinerary actually isn't pulling up, so never mind that. Anyway, looks fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I guess what I'm throwing out here on this is, but Allie, if you want to join me, want to talk this, shoot me a link. Okay, let me give me a second, and we'll see if we can get you on there for this here. All right. I guess Messenger is what I chat with you on. So let me throw that through the Messenger to Allie. And we'll see if we get her on, see her opinion on this. All right. So there's the link. I just sent it to you, Allie, and then jump in and we'll grab you. So anyway. Yeah, this is something that's pretty cool. Okay. So Sarah did it. She helped me. She got it twice probably. So anyway, but I don't know. It looks like a lot of fun. Also good food. So this is one thing that you guys are just seeing a black screen there, and that's it. So one of the things that's really cool, like if you ever watch Rebel Rally, from what I understand, they have like excellent food on the trail and such. And it's just like when they have their base camp, I mean, that is one of the cool things is they have great food, right? And and that's part of it. Also, you get excellent trail guides. You got people you can trust. And that's one thing that I will say that I like about Bronco Nation and Bronco Off-Roadeo is that that's a group of trail guides that I know I can trust. I'm not going to tear up my Bronco, right? I don't want to tear it up, right? So I don't know. So but man, it seems steep. That's a lot of money. I don't know. And I don't know what that costs. I mean, you gotta pay for someone that's professional that knows how to take you through there. I don't know. Does it take probably 2 trail guides is what it's going to take with 14 vehicles? I would assume they'd have somebody at the beginning, and then also, maybe even more than one, because they might need someone to have that Bronco and to pick them up, right? And to get back with the group. So you might need a couple trail guides and a couple Broncos, right? The Ford probably, provides, but yeah. Yes. So Jack said, I bet that would be a great experience. But I think the Bronco Off-Roadeo has events staged throughout the year that is not as expensive. Well, oops. When you think about the Bronco Off-Roadeo, where you can go a half day and 4 people in a vehicle, and it's $895, $795, I guess, $795 for that. I mean, I've done several of those half days. I mean, Sarah and I did them as dealers, and yes, we got to save some money doing it as dealers, but it's the same experience. And yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, probably 3 guides with the full group. Yeah, probably. I'd say at least 3, right? 2 to 3. I know that when we went with Brian and Melissa, it was 2 trail guides, and I think there was like 10 Broncos, I think. So it was like 5 Broncos per trail guide. So you're probably right. Probably 3 with a couple Broncos. All right. But yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. But all right, we'll get Allie in here in a second. I don't see her coming in yet, but anyway. We'll just see here. Get her in there if she can. All right. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. It seems like a lot of fun, and I really like the Moab and Telluride one. Also, the other one. There you go, Sarah. Added her in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And I can hear you. Good.
There we go.
All right. Thanks. For those of you who don't know Allie is like the best Bronco person in the world, right? She is the Bronco community, right? Now, so she is. Go ahead. I'll do like Sarah did with your interview. Go ahead and tell us what you do.
I work at a dealer in Michigan.
Right? 2 dealer employees here. That's all this is.
That's all it is. It's just dealer talk.
who loves the products they sell, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, I love driving the vehicles I
That's
sell.
the thing. Like,
That's
I
awesome.
just love them. But being in Michigan, like, we really only have the big three, like Chrysler, Ford, and Chevy. So, like, I don't really look at other brands, but I just love Ford. And when they brought Bronco, like, I thought I was obsessed with F-150, and then Bronco made me into a little crazy person. So,
Yeah, right.
happened.
I mean, I've always done the videos on the different vehicles, and then Bronco came out. I did it just like I did all the others. But then
Yeah.
the more videos, the more people ask questions, and I answer them. I'm like, man, I want one of those. I was like, maybe I do want one of these, And so I was
I
like,
know. I
well,
mean, honestly, it was Mike Clouds at Dealer Preview that sucked me into this. So, I blame
yep.
him for all of this.
Well, I ordered because I kind of got into it, so I put that order in, and actually I put the reservation in right before the orders opened up. So it was like I was like the last on our list that put a reservation in. But when I was looking at it, I was always been kind of an F-150 XLT person. So just enough equipment, get me in the middle of that price wise and everything, and equipment, and that's where I set. So when I looked at it, I was like, well, Big Ben, that's fine, and I want the dual top, but then they said if you have the hard top, it might hold you up. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll get the hard top later, and so different things. And I did have the rear locker added because I had an F-150 with the rear locker, so I knew that I wanted at least that. But other than that, I didn't really go crazy on it. And I had a couple things on there, modular front bumper and some other things. And I'm like, okay, here's some things I'd like to have. But then, then we went to the off-roadeo, and I was just like, I was hooked. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what did me in. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so like they were pretty strict with us on like reservations. Like our managers were like, you're only doing it if you're actually getting one. So like one of my really good customers ordered 2. And they were only going to take 1. And I'm like, do you care if I change this order to like what I want? Like, I literally ordered a Badlands because I thought it sounded cool. I ordered a hardtop because it's Michigan. And I did the Lux package because I'm like, okay, we'll sell this somehow, some way, like whatever. But I went to off-roadeo, got hooked, called my manager and was like, do not sell my car. Like, do not say someone backed out of this order. Like, I'm taking it. He's like, you just bought a truck. I'm like, I'll figure it out when the Bronco gets here. Like, that'll be a later problem.
Oh, yeah. And, I will say I have a daily driver, and usually, Barb and I, we trade out about every 3 years, 2 to 3 years. And then it was actually quite often there for a while because I was trying the different vehicles, so I did a Lightning and this and that. But when I got the Bronco, I'm like, okay, this is going to be an extra vehicle. This is going to be, we've never had like a fun vehicle like that Mustang or whatever. I said I'll just I think that what I make on YouTube can pay for it, and we'll go that route with it. And so it was the extra vehicle, and I said from day one, I was like, if I get a 21, I'm keeping it. And that actually I was like, okay, that probably won't happen, but I'll probably trade it in. But now I've done so many things to it, that's where I'm at. So I'm not wanting to trade it in at this point. I mean, even though I see 24 where it got the bigger screens and some of the other things this year, you get the rear HVAC and everything, but I'm still like, we've done so much to this Bronco, and it's the adventures we have on it, the stickers that are on the back. I'm like, no,
I'm not gonna lie, I do miss my old Bronco. My new one is good. I do miss Bucky, like something fierce. So
now you leased that, right?
I did. Yeah, I leased my new one too.
How did they? I didn't think they would. I just assumed they wouldn't lease, at the beginning very well, but
they were okay. They weren't the best.
I'm sure you looked at both buying and leasing, and you went that.
And just with how many miles I drive, it's just like I just appreciate a car so fast.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah. And like even though I modded it out, like usually our used car lot will try and take them in on trade. And I was so over my miles this time, they definitely had to take it in on trade. So
yeah. Well, I'm in this mach-e, and I'm driving it for 3 years because I can't, like, I just gotta wait for the lease to end, because we tried with Jeff's mach-e to switch him out to a different mach-e, because the leases were so cheap, and we're like, not happening.
Yeah, people are stuck for a little bit, not gonna lie.
EVs, the value of or the prices and the values have gone down so drastically that if you got into a lease, you're kind of stuck into it and for the 3 years, which is again, but then 3 years, then you can get out of it, pretty easily without having any, because they will have negative. They're going to go back to Ford and they're going to owe a lot on them.
Oh, 100%.
They're going to be upside down on those so bad. But, I think the best buy if somebody's looking at an EV is look at used, because there's really no major wear and tear that's going to go on those. If they have a decent set of tires, those batteries last forever.
I was going to say, if you're still under warranty, like, you have nothing to, like, kind of be mad about. So,
I think that's something that, but anyway, don't want to talk EV with this. But anyway, but yeah, what do you think of this? Did you do any of these trips last year?
No, but I want to so bad. Like, I read some of the people's comments just like, oh, it's so expensive, but like, it's really not. If you look at what you're getting, if you try and go do that experience with the trail guide, you're going to spend more money doing it privately than with a small group. So it's like, I think the value's there. The education that you're going to get is there. I don't know anyone personally who's done it, but it was definitely.
Wait a minute. Where'd you go?
What'd you do?
There. That's what I was looking for. I usually don't have people guess on. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's expensive, but.
I think it's a lot. I just think the value's there.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't have to pack food because they have you taken care of.
You don't have to worry about dinner and stuff. My question, and I don't know if it has in here, but I assuming you have to have the overlanding stuff like the tents and all that kind of stuff on your Bronco, or have a tent available to camp at night.
Yeah, I think you have to bring your own. Yeah, I think it's bring your own gear. Which I have the tent that goes on the back, which I kind of like.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah, like I sleep in the back of my Bronco anyway, and then the tent's just kind of for my stuff.
Barb and I did that the first year. We did that. The first year we went to Tennessee, we did that, and then we did again. We went to Wisconsin, Supercell, and then I think and then we did it basically 3 times, and then I'm like, I want a camper. So
you're like, I'm done.
I'm a little camper, and it's an off-road camper. Can I just take that on the trails on this? And anyway,
there you go.
But no, we've done that before. We have the same tent as you have.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice. Now our tent pole broke, so I'd have to get a new one. But so in fact, I think when we went to Colorado, it was with a broken tent pole that we used.
Oops.
It stayed. It worked. We had one of those little. There's a kit to fix them.
It's all good.
But yeah, I mean, Brian and Melissa are doing this now. You know that they're licensed trail guides in like 3 or 4 states.
Nice. Yeah, I know they were talking about it in Colorado, and Tom is now doing some of this stuff too. So I think they may partner up eventually.
Yeah. So, and I don't know what they charge, but you gotta remember that these people too. They're making a living doing this, so they you gotta. Pay for that, but 14 people at $4,000.
Oh, it's a lot.
It gets up there.
But I also think insurance is included in that.
Yeah, insurance. And they did say somebody in my member live stream said that one of these trails is privately owned trails. So you're having to pay for being able to be on those trails, and that kind of thing too. So I think the one in Pennsylvania is on private property. So that's some of it too. You got to figure out. And like you said, insurance is probably a big part of it too. And all that, even though we're using our own Broncos, but the
liability insurance.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, it does look like a lot of fun. I mean, Barb and I, this last summer after going to Colorado Supercell, we went on some of those trails and Barb didn't get a chance to go. And so I was like, well, let's go back in the summer and we'll go just the two of us or whatever. And so we hit, which I know you're not supposed to go on the trails, just the two of you. So we just stuck to the ones that I knew that we could get through, that weren't as difficult or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did that for 3 days. We camped in the campsite and got up whenever we decided to, and we had to hit the trails. And then we got back. We went to a restaurant that night, and it was a little more laid back. When we did Colorado this last year, Supercell, you were there. That was kind of that same principle. I'm like, you know what? I kind of like the smaller groups. I think, finding smaller groups. We went with Brian, on that one. You went with us. And there was just about
I think
6
the
or 7
smaller
of us.
group is like where it's at.
Yeah. And I think Tennessee, I'm going to do the same thing. So I want to hit Parsons Branch. We didn't do that last time.
I love
really
that
want to do
one.
that. So I want to find a small group that's wants to do that, and maybe somebody that's gone before that can lead me on it, and whoever else wants to go. And I don't want to like broadcast it that this is like I'm not going to do. Supercell has, all the different plan ones. Not going to interfere in that because I totally do respect with all that. But if there's a small group, like as we are chatting or whatever at Supercell that wants to, hey, tomorrow I want to go out around this time. Anybody want to go? Then I want to do that. But I want to make I don't want it to end up being a 10, 15 Bronco thing. And I'm like, oh no. I totally. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something just because I like the smaller group because you're not, sitting as long. And if I want to stop, I can stop. I know that last year's drive, the hill, what's it called? There's something with a hilltop or whatever that we went on last year, and they didn't stop at any of the pull-offs. And I was like, I want to stop there. Where are we going? Let's go. So this time I think I want to do that too, because that way we can stop and we can check out the scenery and such, and not feel like we're holding everybody up or anything. So
hold on, give me 2 seconds. My dog just knocked something down. Hold on.
All right. Anyway, while she's doing that, so what are your guys' thoughts on this? Would you do this? Would you? Foothills Parkway? Yes. There you go, Rob. Foothills Parkway. I want to do that as well this year. Anyway, and then I heard that there's an off-road park too. So I need to get the schedule. Allie, actually, I think they talked about the schedule the other night, but I definitely want to do that. But so a couple different ones. I don't know how we're going to get all these in because we're only going to be there, be able to do some drives Thursday, Friday. Hey, you're back.
There's the culprit.
Yep. She's in the back. But yeah, we're going to, I don't know. I want to do a couple of those, but we'll see. Saturday will pretty much be at the grounds.
Yeah, he's trying really hard to keep everyone like at the grounds on Saturday so we can like see all the Broncos together and things like that. But it's gonna be so much fun this year.
Yeah, and
it's always fun, but
yeah, Dave asked when I'd come by the group. I don't know if I can have my Bronco there Saturday or not, but that might be maybe the time to do that because I do want to do some drives too. But
that's my problem. I can never sit still.
Right. So
like I can't like he like gives me some crap. He's like, well, if you stayed in one place like so long, I'm like, I can't help it. Like I gotta get content for Tom. I want to do the drives because like I don't get to do this kind of stuff. So
you're working. I'm just going for vacation. So
I mean, technically, it's kind of vacation. I just like talking to everyone too. That's the biggest thing. Like,
yeah.
It was funny. My mom actually called while I was watching the live stream, so I was like catching up. That's what I was like. Wait a minute, like everything was delayed. And I like told her, I'm like, hey, guess what? Like, Tim and Barb are coming to like Supercell too. She's like, oh my god, I can't wait to see them. And it's just like one big reunion for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like I just really like the community aspect, catching up with everybody. Like, it's so fun, but it just goes by so quick.
Yeah, it does. So Jack had said that Bronco Off-Roadeo has outpost drives.
It does.
So, but that's, I think, isn't that just a daily 1 day?
Yes, that's a 1 day thing. I actually did one in Michigan during Woodward when Bronco Nation was up here. And they it's like a little mini off-roadeo is what it is. They will teach you the basics. We will do some things, do some obstacles, and go. And I'm the only one on the screen right now. I'm like, wait a minute.
I clicked this thing. It said it had 2 images of 2 people. So I clicked on it. I'm like, that's not 2
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the only one talking here. But Outpost is good for like locals that like you want to explore an area, but like maybe you are nervous to do so.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. But I think it's awesome that Ford and Bronco Nation are creating these opportunities for people. Like the overlanding, I think is absolutely amazing. It's really getting people out there practicing tread lightly, like all of that stuff. And then you have the outpost that's just like the one day, ask the questions that you're really stuck on. And it's just giving you another opportunity to really learn your car.
Yeah.
And like what it can actually do.
Yeah. And I'll say I've been doing more and more. So, I mean, we're actually going out quite a bit because like so this weekend we're going down to Texas to off-roadeo.
You need to tell them I said hello. I'm so jealous.
I will. So Barb and I are going to be there, and then Chris and John, and they're going to be there. And so, because when we remember Supercell in Colorado when I won the off-roadeo, that's what this is for.
Oh my gosh, that's what that is. Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
So they let me go as well too. So anyway,
awesome.
so because I got in trouble that I was giving it away, and I announced it when she was like, "Wait a minute, what? I wanted that." I'm like, "Uh-oh. Can you get me another one?" I promised to do videos, but they are a little nervous because she's like, "Well, you mentioned doing videos, and we don't want to hold anybody up." I'm like, trust me, I've done this a lot. I got I don't think they really know who I am, but I'm like, I've done this a lot. I've gone to 5 off-rodeos. I've done a lot of film. I'm not going to hold anybody up. Trust me.
Yeah.
So, but I've done when we did the dealer days, Sarah and I got a lot of video footage. Yeah. And we were the tail gunners. So like we would, while they're all stopped before an obstacle, I'm getting out, I'm going ahead. And so I'm ready. And so then Sarah goes by and there's nobody behind her. So, she waits a little bit for me to get in. And then we're experienced enough that we can catch up real easily. So I'm like, just make me the tail, Chris and I.
It's not too hard to catch up in Texas, like any of the off-roadeos either. So
no, so I'm like, oh, trust me, I won't hold anybody up. Nobody will. They'll get their experience, and I won't get in the way. So funny. But we'll do that, and then on Saturday though, Broncos of Texas is going to Hidden Falls to off-road, and it says a beginner day or something, beginner trails. I'll tell Barb, I'm like, well, it's a beginner one, but we're beginners. I said, not really. Not anymore. I said, you didn't maybe get a chance to do Hancock Pass, but she drove almost all of Hancock Pass. And that is a very difficult trail at certain points. It's like,
I think we passed it, but we didn't do it.
Yeah, it's on your way to Tin Cup.
Yeah.
Or not on your way to Tin Cup. It's on your way to, what's that, Ghost Town? If you go up there, there's a lot of trails that branch out, and Hancock Pass is one of them. Tin Cup's another. So you can take Tin Cup or you can take Hancock before it. And Hancock's a very difficult trail. And she did that. In fact, at one point I was like, okay, you start it and then I'll jump in when it gets, to the difficult part. And she just kept going. So it's
she's doing so good.
Okay. So anyway, so we're not really, novice, we've done some pretty difficult things and with ours. So yeah, we'll so we're going to do that, but it'll be a lot of fun hanging out with the Bronco people, and some of the Mile High Bronco Club will be there too. So they're like, it's a thing with them as well. So we'll see some of them because we're members of that. We've went to, the thing at our friend at I call it a museum, but Wayne.
Oh, Wayne, yeah.
Museum. So that was Mile High Bronco Club that we hung out with for that and did that. So that was it was
super funny. He had texted me a picture that day, and he goes, "Too bad you're not here." I'm like, "Thanks for the invite."
Yeah, we're like text buddies now. He texts me.
He's nonstop.
So
he will not stop.
That's fun. Well, and our owners here are big. He's got a classic Bronco and such, and they actually have a house out in Colorado. And I'm like, so what we need to do is schedule the next time your family's going. I'll get you the connection so that you can go. And he's like, just come by and you can see the collection anytime. And so we'll get them to see the collection. So anyway,
did you go into the shooting range?
I didn't do the shooting range, but Yeah, it's right there, but yeah.
It's remarkable. Everything
Yeah.
that he has there. It's
Well,
very nice.
I used to hunt and stuff, but I don't really do much of that, so it's not something that I have to do. So
Yeah, we just got a quick little tour of it. So.
oh, okay. I did see the little motorcycles they had there, the little
Oh
bikes
yeah, he
that he
has
had
them.
there. It's
He
got
has
stuff
everything.
everywhere.
It's
Anyway,
wild.
but yeah, so looking forward to this weekend and then doing that as well, and then of course Tennessee is going to be a blast too. So looking
Yeah,
forward to
it's
that.
gonna be a ton of fun. I'm really excited to see everybody. So.
Yeah, we can't go up again until Wednesday. So Barb she can only get 3 days off in a week. So she'll get off Wednesday. So we'll start heading up there Tuesday night.
Okay.
We probably won't do a live stream that week, but and then we'll get at least 3 hours in and get a campsite, and then we'll go on because it's about 14 hours for us.
Yeah, it's like 9 to 10 hours for me.
Yeah.
So it's not a horrible drive. But I mean, Tuesday's like set up. Wednesday, there's some stuff going on, but like Thursday, Friday, Saturday are really the days that like you want to be there for sure.
Is the schedule live on the website?
I can send it to you.
Oh, okay. This is I get into like planning where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do, but
I sent it to a few of my friends. I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm doing because like I highlighted like when I actually have to be like on the field for like getting content like for Tom, and I like showed them the rides I want to do. They're like, we're down for anything because a lot of them it's their first time, so it'll be a good time. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, now I can one day I'm gonna hang out with the Michigan Bronco Club and their booth and my Bronco there. The next day we got Mile High Bronco Club won't be there, but Broncos of Texas will. And now I'll be like I need to be part of their group.
I'm so excited for Broncos of Texas to come. There's a lot of them coming.
Yeah. So and then I kind of hung out with the what is the Central Florida Bronco Club that Jack's part of. I got to hang out with them too. So, I've got to join them. So, and I think they're going to go to Windrock. So I don't know if I can join up with them or not, but I want to.
I will do Windrock when unfortunately Maya is not around because I don't know if she'll be able to handle too much of that. But yeah, I talked to Jack. I know he was going to come hang out with Michigan. I told him he has an honorary spot in Michigan Bronco Club's parking. He came to Michigan Bronco Club's Bronco Off-Roadeo Day when I threw it in Texas, and it was so fun having him there. So,
yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be blast. Always enjoy supercells, but kind of getting back with the off-road adventures, it's kind of that same principle of having people that you trust, and that's the one thing I will say about the way Ford does it or not Ford, but Bronco Off-Roadeo and Bronco Nation is that it's like that's really what those groups got me into it. So going to Supercell and being led by the Bronco off-roadeo trail guides, you trust them and you can that they're not gonna lead you astray, and you're gonna do that. Like when we went to Supercell Colorado, we really got our feet wet into some serious off-roading stuff because like we did Wisconsin with their guides, and it's like that was like when we first did it, Barbara's like, whoa, this is crazy. What are we doing? Are we sure we're going to do this? Because it wasn't even that difficult, but that was our first taste out because she didn't go to off-roadeo. I had been before. She hadn't. So that was like, and we went to that Bays Mountain that first year, but it was real easy, for her. So it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But when we did Wisconsin, that was like more difficult. And she's like, what are we doing? And I did a little damage to the Bronco at that one. But then she'd been to off-roadeo. Then it was like, because she didn't go to Colorado. And I'm like, if you knew what we did in Colorado, you would be like, but it was Brian and Melissa leading us. So it was that trust of you had off-roadeo guides.
Well, I even remember that one part that we hit when I was driving with you. Me and you both looked at each other like, ooh, like that sounded like it was bad.
Yeah, pretty well covered under there though right now.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't have is a gas tank skid plate, but I got everything else under there.
Yeah.
Almost. There's actually, I don't have the trailing arm. I was supposed to have that from IAG, and they sent me the wrong one before that. But so we'll get those. We get to up there. Hopefully, I can get with. I know. Is our contact from IAG? Did he move on, or was that? Yeah.
He did, but Adam's the new one. I'll give you his contact info.
Okay, because what I want to do is I have the ARB skid plates, but I don't like the front one. So I want to get with them when we get there because they have never tried to use their front skid plate with the ARB skid plates. So I was like, I'll be your guinea pig.
Like, let's try it.
I want to switch it out because I like their front skid plate. So and see if we can do that and do a couple skid plates from them. So that's the goal. So
and another thing too, even if like your customers are making the trip to Tennessee, the other thing I like is like Thursday night, Bronco Off-Rodeo is having that open house. So people can actually go learn about what it is. Because it's still like, this is what really drives me insane, is there's still so many people who have no idea what off-rodeo is. And it's like, you have enthusiasts like you and I that were turned enthusiasts because of off-rodeo. And you still have dealers not even mentioning like that this is available because you purchased a Bronco.
Yeah. So I was just looking through the chat here. So Ford Enthusiast is actually, I ordered a Bronco Sport Badlands with a Sasquatch package, and I never deleted the order. So it's supposed to be coming in, but it's stuck in Kansas City right now. So
ours is stuck in St. Louis.
So you probably heard Bronco Sports, I think, are the same way that they're getting that. They need that update. So the fix. So that's, I think that's what it's waiting on. So we have 7 or 8 Lobos in Kansas City waiting to get here. So those, they're the 402As. They're the $35,000 ones. Yeah. We're going to have some fun with those. So anyway, but anyway, looking forward to that. But well, I won't keep you up, but thanks for joining me. And I wanted your opinion on that. Yeah. The Bronco off-road adventures is, it is pricey, but you have that trust factor that they're trail guides that you can trust, and you're not gonna get stuck out there. You're gonna come home, right? And
that's the thing. Like, they don't want you to damage your rig. Like, they're going to be like, can accidents happen? I'm not gonna say they can't. Like,
right?
And you're driving on the road, something can happen. But it's just the fact that Ford is at least like trying and putting these together and really trying to engage with the community. Because you also have to think about it on the flip side too. Like, they have people working these events. They want to see how your Bronco is driving. They want to see what it can handle, what it can't handle.
Yeah.
What do you love about your Bronco? What do you hate about your Bronco? Because everyone complained about not having rear vents. Look what we now have. People complained about not having enough lighting. Look what we now have. So it's like, they are sending these people out to listen to the customers, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, they are. So, and just trying to get me to trade every couple of years.
Yeah, that's the problem. Don't work at a dealership if you're addicted to cars. I've learned my lesson. So
right. Anyway, so all right. I think that's
super fun.
Not too much, but we'll see you in about a month.
I know, we have 36 days, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be a blast. So
excited. Cannot wait to see you. Tell the family I said hello.
We will. So Barb will be there. We'll get up there and do that and have some fun. So see the Bronco family. So because I heard a lot of people that'll be there, and so looking forward to it. I know there's people in the chat that are going to be there. Jack said he's going to be there, so I'm saying it out there. Jack's going to be there so that he'll make sure he's there.
He is. So, I'm already saving him a spot in Michigan Bronco Club's area. So
there you go.
You gotta come now.
See, I don't know who else said. Oh, Rob, he's in there. He'll be there.
It'll be Rob's birthday one of the nights, so that'll be fun to celebrate. That's right.
We got to do that. So we'll see if I can join you guys. I don't usually for this. A lot of these events, then I go up to different places. We just had a night we got together in Florida. So we flew to Florida and got together with the group there, and we had a pretty good group that hung out. And I haven't really planned that at Supercell to do any kind of thing like that. So I just kind of dive into Dave's.
Perfect.
Just jump in. Hey, you want to see me? Come over, because it's usually the same group of people that watch both of them.
That's the thing. Everybody watches everybody, so it'll be a totally good time.
Just one big one. So if I have to share in the expenses, though, I don't know.
Right, gotta rent the venue area.
No, it's kind of cool, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll have a lot of fun and a lot of things, and got to plan out what all we're gonna do, and just see how it goes. But definitely be a blast. So anyway, all right.
It'll
Well,
be fun.
I guess we'll see you then.
I
Anything
know.
else?
No, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Well, thanks for joining me, and
Awesome.
needed someone else to talk to.
Hey,
Felt lonely.
hey, it's all good. Anytime you want to talk Bronco, shoot me a message. I'm here for it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Bye. Hey, I did that right. Okay. Either that or she just jumped off. But thanks, Allie, for jumping in and joining me. Since I didn't have Sarah beside me. But yeah, I think you don't have a lot, but I want to throw this out there for everybody if you have any questions. So last chance for any questions you might have regarding anything Ford related, whether it be scheduling, would it be Bronco, whatever it might be. Doesn't matter. So Barbara's saying, let's go. She's saying, I need to come home, I think. No, I'm not sure she's not saying that. But anyway, if you have any questions regarding anything, I want to make sure I cover all of those in here and before I jet out. So, so I'll give you a couple seconds on that. Make sure I covered anything else. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. Don't forget Sarah's podcast. She just had Kelly on. Allie and Kelly has been on her podcast, so you can check out the interview that she did with Allie on her channel. So make sure you go to that, All Women Driven, underscores in between each of those, and find it on YouTube. You can also find the podcast on Spotify. So if you want to check that out, but definitely go back and if you haven't watched it yet, watch Allie's and Kelly's and well, any of them really. But she has another one, I think next Thursday, right? Or is it this Thursday? It might be this Thursday. I don't know. But she's got several that she's already interviewed. And I got a pretty good friend from the industry that she interviewed recently, Kathy, that I think will be coming up. And Laura, if you guys are on here, Laura's been on in our chat there many times. She has been interviewed as well for Sarah. So that might be actually the next one coming up. So, but definitely make sure you're watching those and check those out. All right. Able to get any more Ranger Raptor allocations? Not at this time, and I really don't know if they're going to give us any in the middle of the month. Usually what we get at the beginning of the month is what we get, and we're stuck until the next month. But with that said, we don't really know. Actually, I can go in there and try to look and see if any more are showing up in there real quick. But at this point, no. And that is a rough one. We need those allocations badly for that, because we have a lot of people that ordered, and we need to make sure that they get taken care of. Let me pull up our allocations real quick and see. But we have a lot of those Ranger Raptor orders that need to get fulfilled. But let's look. Ranger Raptor. So yes, we got one this month, and they got scheduled, and we used that allocation already. It's not showing another one as of this week. So for this week, I can't say, probably not. And usually once you get it for the month, you do. But so we'll just have to see there. So all right, what else we got here? I ordered an Ultimate F450 last week from McArthur Ford. What do you think when it will be scheduled? We'll have to see if it'll get scheduled this week. The last 450 we had that somebody ordered, they got scheduled within a week. So we'll see. Be looking at your inbox on Thursday, and we'll see if we get you scheduled. But we don't have a lot of retail orders, and we do have allocations. In fact, where's my Super Duty? We do have. They actually said that 3 of our allocations will be used this week. So we have 12 allocations left for the month, right? Yeah, balance the schedule 12, and it looks like they plan to schedule 3 of our 12 this week. So we'll cross our fingers that you get scheduled this week. So yeah, and thanks for ordering with us. All right, what else we got here? Do you know if the Mach-E premium appearance packages have ventilated seats? I assume so. I know premium gets ventilated seats, and it doesn't say that the appearance package loses it. So I believe most of that is an outside appearance package more than doing anything to the interior, so they should, as long as the premium gets ventilated seats, then they should. GT doesn't get ventilated seats, but the premium does. So that should be good there. So, all right, any other questions? Some great questions there, but yeah, you shouldn't lose the ventilated seats just by going to the appearance package. So, all right. Any other questions? Yep. I will say this on the looking. I'm just going to look back at questions. Here we go. Missed this one. Mike 52G. I happen to like the Maverick trimmer style wise. I was wondering if the other trimmer vehicles have the distinctive orange trimmed wheels. Yes. So they do. What they like to do on those, just like with the Maverick, is that orange. You'll notice a spoke that's orange. That's where the valve stem is. So it's kind of a double thing. It's, for one, it's kind of a cool look to it, but two, it's a functional thing. And when you're wanting to air up and air down, you know where the valve stem is. It's right there. There's the orange. There it is. So I know the Expedition trimmer, it's like that as well. Maverick trimmers like that. I would assume any of the others are going to be as well. Now, I don't know. I don't think all of the trimmers. F-150 trimmer does not have that orange accent on the wheel, but I did notice the Expedition does. So you have that. So, all right. Any other questions? Okay, yeah, I did answer that. So, all right. If nothing else, we're going to make this a short one tonight so they can get home and pack up and get rested up for our trip. I don't know if Chris is still in here, but we'll see you guys real shortly in Texas. And the other people that are going to be, if, maybe there's others that are going to be at Bronco Off-Roadeo on Friday morning. That'll be fun to see them and hang out with them and do some off-roading. It's always a good time when you get behind the wheel of a Bronco off-roading. It's just a blast. But anyway, if there's nothing else, we'll make this a short night and we'll get moving on here. Douglas, Barbara's tapping her foot waiting. I don't think she's waiting on me. All right. Yeah. 4 times the charm. Sorry, Mike. I'm alone here. So, and Sarah is busy with the kids, wrangling the kids at home. So I didn't see that comment. So appreciate you. Keep trying it. And that's what I say. If I don't answer your question, post it in there again, especially when I'm by myself like this. I want to make sure I don't miss it. So, all right. All right. Anything else? I don't think that's it. All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Trying to be kind. Yes. But hope you guys have a great week this week. Good. I think it'll be a fun Bronco walk around tomorrow. I think for those that are, looking at Bronco and looking at certain things, I think there's some things in there that I'm going to cover that maybe not everybody that's looking at that trim level may know, especially when it goes to the hard top, the carbonized gray hardtop that people don't realize about it, and that we realized on this Bronco. And I actually did highlight that in my video, but it's just a nice reminder, as well as some differences on the Outer Banks. I think that's a trim level that now may be the new, like, in my opinion, Big Bend, because it's got more flexibility. Now that Big Bend is standard mid package, well, so is Outer Banks. So you go Outer Banks mid package, does come standard leather though. But I think it's maybe the new one that people might look at now, because if you want things like the signature lighting, if you want some of those things that you don't get on a Big Bend anymore, you don't have that option like the 2.7 liter. The Outer Banks is where you might be looking, because you can get the 2.7, you can get the signature lighting, you can get some things that you cannot get on the Big Bend. And so that might be a very trim level that I think a lot of people might be looking at now. So, and I know Ford is planning to build a bunch of those. So you might see a lot of Outer Banks out there. I still like the Big Bend. But if you're wanting something like a black appearance package, or you're wanting the freewheeling, or you're wanting the black diamond package, off-road package, you got to go with that Big Bend trim to get those. But anyway, all right, enough of that. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hope you guys have a great week. See you guys next week. Until then, don't forget to stay positive, Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me.